Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Rochelle, the Real Life Carnivore, signing on from sunny Southeast Texas. Wanted to hop on here and share with you guys a postpartum update. I am past the 6-week postpartum mark. I am approaching the 7-week mark. Not much has changed in the last week, but I am here to tell you what Carnivore did help me with and what it did not help me with. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, drop me a comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you are pregnant or considering getting pregnant and are carnivore or are considering being carnivore during your pregnancy, feel free to hit me up with any questions that you might have. I would love to share my knowledge with you and support you and encourage you in any way that you find helpful. The most common thing people have been asking me about with my postpartum journey is how has your recovery been and how is your milk supply, how is breastfeeding going? So let's start there. My recovery has been amazing. By day 3, I was up and moving around, had no issues with my recovery. I did not tear during my birth, which was great. However, I did have like micro tears on the inside of my flesh just from my little guy crowning for over 5 minutes, which is a really long time for a baby to crown. Just a heads up, that's not typical. But by day 3, I was feeling great. I was up moving around. It was pretty much like business as usual. I was a little slower, just obviously my body is healing and recovering. And I have this like huge wound inside of my womb that was healing, that was recovering. It's normal when the placenta detaches, you know, there's a lot of things that need to heal in your body. Also, vaginal delivery, that is a thing. Like there are things that need to heal and recover and like move back into place. When you're breastfeeding, you're releasing high amounts of prolactin, which stimulates your uterus to shrink back down to its original size. So it is important to rest, but if you feel good, I don't see any problem with getting up and moving around. I just packed my little baby around with me, and you can probably hear him in the background, which is totally fine. He's sleeping on my lap right now. This is just the way my life is, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Breastfeeding. I have no shortage of milk. Let me just say, I've had no shortage of my milk supply. Now I'm only almost 7 weeks in as of tomorrow. I haven't been doing this for very long, but I actually still constantly get engorged. I have so much milk. I have a really heavy letdown, and my little guy just can't keep up. I've considered pumping. However, I understand that your breast will adjust. It's a supply and demand thing. So if there's a demand, your supply will increase. So if you're pumping and you're breastfeeding, it would not surprise me if you are engorged or if you have an oversupply of milk. I have an oversupply and I haven't even started pumping yet. I did experience some very strange things in postpartum. I've heard so many women's testimonies about natural delivery and them not being postpartum and what they experience. So things like one of my good girlfriends, she always gets a cavity or 2 after she delivers a baby, and she's got 6 babies or 6 children. One lady said that she always gets like a skin rash. One lady always gets postpartum hives. One lady always gets like achy joints. Like there's just so many like weird little things. One lady said she always gets an ear infection, or she gets eye infections, or she gets a UTI. And I'm just like, wow, this is so wild. It makes sense because our hormones are completely flatlined for several weeks while other things are elevated. So like our prolactin is elevated, our oxytocin is elevated as we're breastfeeding. This is all normal. So when this is happening and your body is producing all of this milk, it's pulling from your body to feed this other little person's body. So it's normal for things to kind of get a little bit wacky, but just be on the lookout for these things. Make sure that you're nourishing your body. Make sure you're getting enough vitamins and minerals. Make sure you're hydrating. That's a really big one. Goodness me. Make sure you are hydrating, especially because your breast milk is primarily water. You're going to want to make sure you're not allowing yourself to get dehydrated. One of the things that I experienced was I actually got an ear infection in both of my ears. I haven't had an ear infection since I was 8 years old. It's crazy to me. I was like, what is happening? Why are my ears so tender? What is going on? So I did a few natural homeopathic remedies and it worked for the outer infection, but it did not work for the inner infection and the fluid buildup that was behind my eardrum in my left ear. So unfortunately, I did have to go and see a medical care practitioner. I did have to have it addressed and I did have to take antibiotics. The side effects were diarrhea for me and for the baby. And I was like, okay, those are the worst side effects. The other medication had like a laundry list of side effects. And I was like, I can't not take something for this unfortunate experience, because the practitioner told me if you let it go, your eardrum will rupture and you will have to wait another 4 to 6 weeks for that to heal. And I was like, okay, so 10 days of antibiotics or 4 to 6 weeks of eardrum bursting. I guess I'll take the diarrhea. So that was kind of one of those like weird anomalies that I experienced. The other thing I experienced is, I think it's called peritonitis, where it's like you get, I got postpartum hives and I had a pup rash, and normally a pup rash comes before you deliver, but I got the rare one that comes after you deliver, which was really annoying. And I had postpartum hives and the pup rash, and they both came on within an hour of me delivering. It was really uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. There was just like this huge dump in my body, and I was like, okay, I just have to deal with it. And it was exacerbated by heat, which made it even worse because I live in a very hot, humid climate. So I literally had to keep the house cold. I had to do cold showers. I had to do cold compresses, ice packs, which was fine. I made it through. The hives are gone. The pup rash is gone, but the peritonitis, and like literally nobody wants to talk about this. And I think it's hilarious that nobody wants to talk about this, because the majority of women who have done a vaginal delivery experience this, at least first-time moms. There's numerous articles about this online, like from labor and delivery nurses. But like your parts are very itchy because they've been stretched, and like all the little collagen fibers on the inside of the tissues have, experienced little micro tears. And when things are healing, it gets itchy. So that's probably a little bit TMI for some of you, but that's okay. I just want to be real and authentic about this and share the truth of like things that you could experience, and things that carnivore doesn't make you invincible. Like, I love carnivore and I love eating this way, and I will continue to eat this way, but there are some things that it doesn't make you invincible from. Now, has my healing and recovery been pretty speedy? Yes. Like I said, day 3, I was up and about doing all my things, moving around, feeling great. My mood has been very stable, minus when my milk came in on day 2. When they say when your milk comes in, when the milk flows, your tears flow. And that's just a normal thing. Like I said, your hormones are flatlined at that point. Your prolactin is elevated. Your body is doing its best to produce this milk for this little person. And it's just normal to not feel top notch and to want to cry at everything. So that was something I experienced. But other than that, unless I don't eat, my mood is very stable, and my husband can attest for this. Another thing that I experienced, I think it's very interesting. Obviously, with your hormones being flatlined, things are not regulating, and your skin is the largest organ in your body. I've had really dry skin, like super dry skin. And I mean, I eat a ton of butter, like 2 sticks plus a day. I don't shy away from animal fats at all, and my skin has been really dry. My lips are still a little bit dry, but like, my regular, like my arms and stuff like that, they're just a little on the dry side. Is it uncomfortable? No. Does it bother me? No. Does it affect my health? No. But it's just a part of the healing process. A lot of you have been asking me about sleep. My sleep has been great. This little guy is such a blessing, and he actually sleeps really well at night, like really well. He fights sleep during the day, which, I mean, he's very much like me. High energy during the day, fights his sleep at night. I don't fight my sleep at night. It's like 6, 7 p.m. I'm like, don't hold me accountable for anything. I'm going to bed. Things are shutting down for me. He sleeps really well. He sleeps from the time he stops nursing, which is anywhere between 8 and 10 p.m. until probably around 2 to 3 a.m. Sometimes he'll sleep right through until 4 to 6 a.m., which is wild to me. I don't wake him up to feed him. If he's hungry, he will wake up, and that is what all of the lactation consultants have told me. I'm just using that and just going with that. He cluster feeds right up until he falls asleep, and he feeds all day with like little 5 to 10 minute cat naps in between. So I don't force him to wake up unless it's been more than 3 hours. Then I'll nudge him and just kind of wake him up a little bit, maybe give him a diaper change just to stimulate his appetite and just see if he's hungry. My energy has been very good. It was a little low a few days. Obviously, if I'm not eating and not sleeping, things are going to be a little bit more depleted, but I found that I'm kind of like at this like happy medium place right now with breastfeeding, with working out again, all of these things. And I'm not working out crazy. I'm not working out super heavy doing, 315 pound deadlifts and squats and stuff like I used to. I'm not doing those things. I'm just doing body weight exercises, light weights, walking a lot, just doing things that feel really good to my body, that get me outside, get me into the fresh air, and just help me to feel good about myself. That's been something that's near and dear to me. And I know a lot of you have been curious about like if I worked out during my pregnancy. Yes, I did work out during my pregnancy. I did have to go on some weight restrictions towards the last trimester, just because of some previous injuries that I've sustained to my low back. They were really annoying injuries. And just with all the relaxin, things were loosey-goosey, and I was having some pain and discomfort that was really unnecessary in my low back and in my pelvis. So I just slowed down, went on to 20-pound weight restrictions or body weight, and just did a lot of walking, a lot of walking. And it was great. I felt great throughout my pregnancy. I did not gain a whole ton of weight. I gained, I think, 21 pounds. And some people are probably going to freak out about this, but when we moved from our rental house into our new house, because we were building a house during all of this, I had actually gained about 28 pounds, and I was like, okay, this is normal, I guess. And I actually lost 7 pounds when we moved. I think part of the reason was just environmental factors, stress factors, and just the fact that we're out in nature. Like we literally live in like a little forest area, and it's very peaceful out here. I sleep exceptionally well here. There's not a lot of noise here, no construction, nothing. It's just the trees and the birds and the wind and the sun, and it's amazing. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I checked with my midwife. She ran some labs. Everything looked exceptional. She's like, you don't need to change anything. Don't worry about the 7 pounds. It was probably inflammation of some sort. I think it was stress related and potentially inflammation related, which carnivore way of eating is excellent for eliminating inflammation and helping your body resolve things very quickly. Back to the energy comment. Yes, my energy has been, like I said, it's gotten to this like kind of happy medium place where like I'm working out, so like I'm expending a little bit more energy every day as I'm working out and building back my routine. I want to talk about cravings, because as your energy dips, sometimes cravings can come up. So the thing that I've been craving the most has been butter. When I was pregnant, I craved cheese like crazy. Can't stand it. Don't want anything to do with it now. I just want eggs, butter, bacon, and beef. Those are the things that I'm eating right now. I do have some heavy cream with the 888 cake that I make. I love the 888 cake. It's super easy. If you haven't checked out that cake, you guys, the recipe is on my blog at reallifecarnivore.com. I'll link it below in the comment box, so be sure to check it out. It's well worth making. It's super delicious. I love it. You can toast it, you can fry it like French toast, you can eat it like cake. I'm planning on using it because it's not a sweet cake, it's savory. I'm planning to make some eggs Benedict because I love hollandaise sauce, so delicious. If you have delivered a baby naturally, you know that there's a period afterwards where you bleed for a certain number of days. I don't know if it's longer or shorter if you have a boy or a girl, but I bled for 31 days post-delivery. It wasn't uncomfortable. I didn't hemorrhage. I didn't become anemic, nothing, because of the way that I eat. I thought it was normal, and it's great. Everything has healed exceptionally well. Like I said, I'm back to business as usual, doing all the things that I enjoy doing, like exercising, walking around. I just have a little person that I take with me to do all of these things. So when I go on my exercise bike to do my sprints, guess who's coming with me? And he doesn't complain about it. He just hangs out with me, and I just absolutely love it. An update on my little guy. He's doing so well. So he was born December 21st, 2023. He was 7 pounds, 10 ounces. He only lost 5% of his birth weight in the first week, which was exceptional, despite my nursing issues at the beginning, because I was a first-time mom, first-time nursing, first-time figuring everything out. He only lost 5% of his birth weight, which is amazing, according to my midwife and the lactation consultant. He is now over 10 pounds at almost 7 weeks old. He is gaining regular, steady weight. He is growing. He's really long, and he's beautiful. He's healthy. I will say something very interesting that I find. If I have anything outside of what I normally enjoy eating, Say for example, I decide to eat a couple of French fries or something like that. You know, if we're having guests over and I'm making burgers and fries for dinner, I'll make fries for the guests because I don't expect everyone to eat the way that I eat, and I just want to be a good hostess. So I'll make French fries for them, and obviously I want to make sure that the food is to my standard when I'm serving it to other people. So I might sample a couple of fries. I've noticed certain things, cheese is the number one for sure for him, but if I eat cheese, he'll actually get little breakouts. Like he'll get little breakouts on his skin, and I'm like, wow, that was really fast. It's like the next day it shows up for him. Just a super interesting observation. I don't know if anybody else has noticed these things or if you observe your babies like that, but I'm just always curious, like how is what I'm eating influencing my milk, which is influencing my child's digestion in their stomach. Just thought that was really interesting, but he is doing well. He is nursing well. He is a happy little baby. We are so blessed and just feeling super, super grateful. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Share it with your friends that are naysayers. Share it with your friends who aren't sure if carnivore is safe for pregnancy. I'm here to tell you it's totally safe for pregnancy. I'm not a doctor, but I will tell you from my own experience, this is the best way that I've been able to maintain a pregnancy, because formerly I was battling with infertility and I've had 2 miscarriages. This has been the go-to for me, and I have not strayed from it, and I feel absolutely fantastic. This baby is healthy, my husband is healthy, I'm healthy, I have no more arthritic pain, I have no more digestive issues, my eyes have actually improved significantly, my skin's improved, everything is improved. Like, I just can't go on enough about the list of things that have improved, but the number one reason why I went carnivore was because of infertility. And I'm a walking testament that infertility can resolve with this way of eating if you're willing to try it out. And I mean, you don't have to try it out for a year plus like me. You could do it for 90 days and just see what resolves, or you could even try it for 30 days and just notice how good you feel. So many of my clients are like, okay, I want to try the 30-day challenge. They try it for 30 days and then they commit to another 30 and then another 30, and then it's a year later and they're still feeling amazing and still eating carnivore. Some people want to reintroduce foods. I think that's great. And there are so many options. You don't have to be strict carnivore like me. You can introduce foods and just see how your body reacts. Observe how it reacts. Your body will tell you if it likes or does not like what you're putting back into it, but do it slowly. As an encouragement to you guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you have any interest in connecting with me, the best place to do so is Instagram at Real Life Carnivore. You can drop me a comment below. You can check out my website, or you can find me in the Steak and Butter Gang. I will drop the link for the Steak and Butter Gang below as well. It's a community of thousands of like-minded carnivores, and it's just a wealth of knowledge and information. There are so many testimonials on there, so many things that people have overcome, so many great tips and recipes and tools. You guys, it's the place to be. It is the hot and happening hangout. So if you guys want to check it out, you can find me in the Steak and Butter Gang as well. That's all for now. This is Rochelle, the Real Life Carnivore, signing off. Until next time, bye-bye.